So hey, what's up guys, how's it going? Today I'm gonna show you my Schwinn Axum DP. So I have this bike for, I bought it from Walmart for $537 plus tax and everything. And I have this bike for about a month actually before I start, thinking about converting into electric or electric conversion. What I did was I have this bike. I mainly got this bike because it was pretty cool. I like the job post here, DP. That's what DP stand for, job post. It's really come in handy when you riding. I don't think it was it's really worth $100 upgrade, but after using it so many times, I think it's worth that. Especially when you're riding, you got different height and stuff like that. Especially when you're riding and you want to get up higher, so just push the button, come up. When you get to the traffic light, to the stop, just lower it down. So I'm short, so only 5'7". I think this bike meant for 5'9" or 5'10" to like 6'3", 6'4". So anyway, I have no problem with it so far. I really like it. I got a new seat. This is I don't know where I get a seat from. It's from Walmart still. It's one of those really one of those seats made in Italy or something like that. Pretty comfortable. A lot comfortable than the original one. So what I'm gonna show you first. This is gonna be like a little bit longer video. So I guess I'm gonna show you everything what I did to this bike and how do I start commuting it. So I've been commuting with this bike almost 2 weeks now, I believe. So okay, so first what I did to the bike so far without the electric. So I add some little light here, the safety light in the front. I add some light in the back. Pretty cool. I'll show you in detail in a second. And yeah, before anything, I want to go to what kind of safety I wear first. So this is my high school track jacket that I really enjoy wearing. So I wear this really bright orange jacket with me. So those are really nice. I always wearing them. So kind of, make me, people can see my style a little bit. This is a little riding glove. I'm still looking around for a different glove. This one, it's comfortable enough, but after a while my hands cramp up. But this gel pad is really firmly gripped into this handlebar of this grip. But the glove, it doesn't really need the glove, but sometimes it's better. The most important thing I think is safety glasses. I wear contact lens, so I could wear legless glasses. I mean regular sunglasses, but sometimes the wind too strong, it kind of make my eye dry, and I have to keep blinking to get my eye re-moisturized again. But safety glasses seem to work pretty well until I get a new bicycle riding glasses, sunglasses one. I want to get the one where you go in the shade. It's kind of clear up when you go into the sun. So helmet, importantly. I got a little GoPro attachment right there, but I don't really use it. What I did to this helmet, actually, I thought was kind of cool idea, but for this helmet anyway, I know you can get a helmet with the light at the back of it. So this is the light right here. I just have a glue on, on my helmet. I thought it was pretty neat. Got a little spot for it. Yeah, so that's pretty much the safety thing I have for safety wise. So, all right, I'm gonna show you around the bike and see how everything go. So here's the bike. Again, I mentioned before. I got it from Walmart. So start from the front. Let's see, turn the bike here. The front is, Schwinn. It's everything stock beside the brake. I got Shimano hydraulic brake for the rear. It doesn't have the wire is a little bit too long, so it worked pretty well actually. I really like it. I used the rear motor in the front, surprisingly. The reason I use the rear more is, I know it's closer to the brake, I guess. So anyway, the rear is hydraulic. The front is still mechanical. not mechanical, still just a regular string here, like just a stock one, except the brake handle is actually connected to the motor. There's a motor sensor in here that disconnect the motor when you press this brake. So what I usually do when I'm riding, because I don't have shifting sensor, I usually brake a little bit, then I shift. Yeah, so you don't really need shifting sensor unless you really try to crank to it, but I usually, you know, hit the brake and shift. And the front here is no, it's a little bit mess. Got my phone holder here, little light that I don't really turn on anymore unless I have to. I think this is 500C module, speed controller or whatever you call it. This is a little throttle. I got this little mirror. It's really helpful actually. I think I got 2 of them for like $8 from eBay. And this is the original light that came with the motor pack itself. So yeah, that's pretty much the front. I know I'm in my kitchen right now. So yep, that's a rear brake pad. I think, okay, so something I'm gonna point out with this. So the front, I don't know how you can't really see it, but what happened actually yesterday, so what I didn't notice when it comes down the hill, and I brake pretty hard, right? I brake pretty hard. I noticed that the brake pad here, or the rotor, it's kind of like warped a little bit. It's not straight. It's kind of like wobbly a little bit. I think it's from the heat. Either that or the brake pad. So it doesn't make any noise when it's cool off or normal riding. It's only happen when you come down the hill. When I come down the hill or come down the highway ramp, it always make a lot of noise. The rear doesn't happen, only the front. So I would think the rear had better brake pad than the front did, because it's from Shimano. It's probably a good brand. I'm not really sure. So yeah, I'm gonna keep using it until you know, maybe down the road I upgrade the rotor to 180 or 200 millimeter. I know the front is 180 and the rear is 160 millimeter rotor. So anyway, the little shark here, the strut, the front, it worked pretty good. You know, I can't really tell, but it worked pretty good. I have no problem with it so far. And what else? Oh, this is the wire that I ran to. I kind of hide all the connector right here. This the right brake cutout right here that I did not use. So I just run wire along here, and this is the dusty. This is where the battery sit. I take it out because I was charging it yesterday. So if you want to upgrade this bike, actually, if you want to modify the same exact bike as the one I have with the motor, and you want to put the battery in here, so what I have to do, I have to take these 3 screws out. When you take it out and you slide forward, in there's aluminum right here. This is aluminum, and it's got a little hole in it. That's when I screw on my water bottle screw cap, like the same like this one in here, because it won't fit up here, so it have to fit down here. So you have to take these out. Other than that, the front don't really have anything home. I should have zip tie or something. Actually, yeah, I should have zip tie or something. So yeah, it's pure and pretty tight, you know, and stuff. And that's I just hide my wire over here. Just a bunch of electrical tape. I get a black one to kind of not stand out so much. So, and this is the motor sensor right there. It's been working pretty good. It's rear brake pad. I mean the rear brake. This is the brake that I'm talking about, Shimano. The rotor here. You know, eventually I think I'm gonna get the Shimano hydraulic brake in the front as well, because you know, most of the stopping power is in the front, because if you're riding by a long time, you probably notice. But yeah, so far I have no problem with it. I really enjoy it. Also, I got a new pedal here. The reason I got a new one, because the original one came with the bike. One of the screw came up and the pedal sliced off when it was coming down coming down the hill. I was coming down pretty fast actually, you know, like when you're in the road, you have to keep up with the traffic. So again, I don't have time to go back and look for the screw. So I just keep pedaling around until I steal this one for my own bike anyway. Also, I'm using the crank arm that came with the Bafang setup, Bafang motor here. So, and okay, you guys may want to see this. So this is a little bracket that came with Bafang motor bracket. So far it's worked pretty good. You know, I put a couple washer in it. No, I don't think I put washer in it. So I just put the nut as a washer. So what I did, I don't like, so the screw, it came with it, I think it's too short. I think it's M6. I think it's too short for me for some reason. So anyway, I drilled a hole on the motor, and I with a I forgot what drill it is. Anyway, and I tapped it with 1020, quarter 20. So now it's got quarter 20 bolt on the bottom and the back. So I got quarter 20 stainless steel screw or bolt. That's what I have on right now. It's holding. And I put this little foam, you know, not really ideal, but I put a little foam in here to protect the paint from the motor and stuff like that, give it a little bit cushion. And I tightening on this pretty good, you know. Yeah, so this is your most important nut and bolt. You want to make sure everything is clear, everything is, you know, snug, pretty good snug. Because if this fail, then if you're going like 20-30 miles per hour, it's going to get hurt pretty good. It's not like happened to me before, but I don't want it to happen to people either. So this is the Lata bike seat from Royal Gel. That's what I got. You know, I really like this seat actually. It's not as comfy. Oh, it's got cut. No. So this is the light I have in the rear. It's got a little USB charger. I got it from Walmart. Pretty bright. It's got different stuff on it. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Okay, so back here. So this is the drivetrain. As you can know, drivetrain for bicycle. Okay, so a couple of problems here. First problem, I can't get to the top gear. So the gear won't go to the top because the chain is too short. So originally this bike came with the front sprocket, only 36 tooth, and now it's got 44 tooth sprocket. So right here. That's why the chain is too short. So I need to get new chain to it, which I have not, because if it doesn't break it, why would I, you know, fix it? And I don't really need to anyway. So I can't get to the top gear, or I can't get to the lower gear, like the smallest cog. I can't get to it. I only feel comfortable riding the third and the fourth and the fifth. Third, 3, 4, 5 is the only thing I use the most. I'm barely going the second here. The first one, I go on the first one, but what happened is too much torque, too much power for the motor to pull. It slipped once in a while. I mean, it's doable, but when you when you're in flat, straight, so you can use it. But most of the time I'm on second and third, smaller one. The drivetrain, the derailleur, it's doing pretty good. You know, when I go up to the high gear, the derailleur is always straight here. So eventually I'm gonna upgrade the chains. I've been checking it every week to make sure it's not like bad or anything. I've been checking the little chain check gauge that I've been using. It's still not stressing yet, but I've been beating it pretty good. By beating it, I take a 2 mountain bike course with it. I've been, trying to do Violi with it, but it's pretty good so far. But I haven't really messed around with it when I go to work, commuting to work, because I don't want a chain to be snapped anything like when I'm in middle of the road or far away. So anyway, so this is 44 tooth set that I got. How do I like 44? Actually, 44 is not that bad. I think if you're going to in future doing similar commuting, still want to ride around, I think 42 is probably better. If you can go back, I would get 42 too. The reason I was saying is it's not like I'm off-road or mountain bike riding a lot. It's more commuting and just pavement and stuff like that. So 42 would be perfect for it. Even what I have now, 44, is still pretty good. On my highest level setting on the motor, I still get and my smallest cock that I can go to, I still get like 32 mile per hour. Coming down here, I push it 35. Other than that, it's pretty good. The tire is perfect. Actually, I like this tire. It's got some grip. It makes a little bit of noise, but still got some grip. I slammed the brake a couple times in the rear when I'm commuting. One time this girl, she walked off the Uber. She walked across the road without looking. She don't even hear me coming. I slammed the brake, the rear and the front, but the rear usually stop first because the hydraulic brake somehow tend to get pretty strong. It holds pretty good. Anyway, I stopped the rear. Technically, it's pretty good. And I slammed the brake, squeal. And yesterday happened the same. So anyway, I really like this tire. If I can, I'm still consider if I'm going, get a new tire in the future, would I get the same one? I might. I might. I've been looking around for like cruiser bike tire. This tire is 2.6 inches wide, almost 3 inches. So it's pretty good, As the bike wide, I really like the bike. And yeah, I mean, again, I've been testing around. Like people want to get more top speed of it. So what happened is, if you want to, people say you can go faster if you tell the system that your bike wheel is smaller. Technically, on the thing itself, it said yes, it's smaller. But then again, wasn't really sure if it actually going to cut the power. So what I'm thinking is, so you tell a machine the wheel is smaller, but then the machine think that smaller wheel, you don't need that much power to actually push the bike because you're telling the bike that have smaller wheel. So I was thinking that you might get full power if you're telling the bike is, if you actually have, this is 29 inch. If I'm telling the bike that my bike is only 18 inch, I mean, yes, you definitely going to get faster speed in your speed reading, but you're actually going slower unless you have to use your phone for speed dynamometer. But to be honest, I just put it into 25, really. It's not make the difference because I tested with my phone GPS because, I like going fast as well. But at the end of the day, I don't really see that point. So I just put it on 29 so I can just read my speed dynamometer of the little speed controller I have there. So it's not make the difference anyway. So I think on my commute to work, actually, I saw a couple problems with it. First is you have to know your gearing. So you have to get yourself at least a week riding to get to know your bike. with the motors in it, so you know what gear to use, and you know how to use it, or when to use it, when to ship, when to not to ship. I think that's when you need to learn more. At the beginning, it feel kind of weird, but when you got it, it's, you know, when you got it down, it's tend to be pretty smooth shifting, and you know you don't have to burn down the motor a lot. So when you kind of get to know the bike a little bit better, what I usually do, I always put on the highest cock on as possible, so it's kind of go a little bit easy on the motor. Or when you go up the hill or something, when the bike feel a little iffy about it, like the motor feel a little shaky or something, just, you know, push it, pedal with your feet, you know, just help a little bit, or push a little bit harder, turn the power up and push a little harder with your feet, so when you pedal it's kind of help. Most of the time I commute to work. The reason I got a motor is I don't want to get sweaty when I commute to work, and it's been pretty good so far, and I'm not really sweaty when I get to work. So it take me about 20-25 minutes to get to work, so it's pretty good actually. My average about 20, 22, 23 miles per hour, depend how many traffic light I stop at. Most of the time I stop at 4 or 5 traffic light on my way there. So anyway, overall the bike it's pretty good condition. I really like it. I got no problem so far. I have the motor about 2.5 feet. Only problem is that I need to upgrade the chains. Slipping wise, actually, yes. If you go down really low, it slip. Also, sometimes if I go down, just drop from the higher cock to a lower cock a lot. What happened is sometimes the chains actually got stuck and go into this little gap right here. So that's the problem. It happened yesterday and the day before because I was shipping down so fast, you know. So that's not good. So I need to not do that. And the front fall on me a couple times. The reason is that I hit the bump. Or pothole while I was shifting. It's only happened when I'm on third or fourth car from the rear. So what happened is the bike got a little slacks on it, then it jumped and it hit the bump and stuff, and the front chain jumped off the chain ring. So it's only happened like 3 or 4 times. I think it happened to me once. It's always happened like when you try to go like through the city and you don't want to zigzag, go fast and stuff like that. That's the only time it's happened. I hate it. But I think the solution saw that problem. I believe you could just get a what do you call it, chain guard or something like that to protect the front, to keep the chains on the chain ring. Yeah, but again, it's not really a big issue for me, so it's not really worth fixing it, unless it become, you know, happen often. Then it will become a bigger problem. I need to solve. That's not right now. No, I really like it. Okay, so the motor is BBS02, 750 watt, but it can push up to like 1500. Also, the battery is Samsung battery cells. I got battery cells, expensive battery cells, just so I think it can hold power a little bit better. To be honest, I can't really tell the difference. I got is 48 volt, 17.5 amp hour. So the capacity is a little bit low. I think if it got 20 or 25 amp hour, it might push a little bit better. As a power wise, when you start beginning, always really strong, you know, but as the day go on, you know, you can deplete the battery and it's not as be powerful as the beginning of it. But I don't really have problem with it. So far I like it. You know, I think only the concern is probably the front brake here. I probably end up getting a new brake pad for the front, or the new brake system for it, because sometimes it's kind of scary coming down the hill really fast and you start the brake and the brakes start making noises. not making noise. It's more like, yeah, only problem is actually, I didn't notice, is the rear doesn't make any squeak noises when you brake, only the front. So when you brake, it's the front make like you know, only the front. The rear doesn't make any, because the brake pad I think is higher quality in the front. So yeah, so that's something you should do. All right, I think that's pretty much sum up this video. I'm sorry, it's really long video, but I just don't want to point out everything. I just want to point out everything that I have see or find as a problem wise. So far, nothing really major, but I really like this setup so far. You know, it's been pretty good. I really have no problem with it. So yeah, if you guys want to see more video, I think I upload like 3 or 4 video of me riding it on the street or on the trail and stuff like that. So all right,